With this one, be very, very careful. Mind, very careful. Right? With everything in the plane, we're flying home first thing in the morning.
Of my grandson, huh? Ah, that too is the way it should be, huh?
You know, I sometimes think that you must talk privately with him. Give me grandsons, you say, to carry on. When does Heinrich get back?
He's back this morning.
I knew it! I could tell by the way you act tonight. But why are you not with him? Why didn't you fly back to see him today, huh? Oh, of course, Madariaga. You would have missed the dancing tonight, eh? There's a world of time to see Heinrich. He's back for good now. Away from this new Germany. These bad things happening over there.
He was studying medicine.
Oh yes, medicine too. But to live there in times like these.
He was studying.
Oh, I know. He would study very hard. But just like Julio did, eh? Oh, of course, Julio, they made him an engineer, a painter, and look at him. Europe cannot change the strain of Argentine bulls. No, they are part of their grandfather.
Miguel, you talk too much. The night was made for dancing. Come on.
Again? No, I don't think the body can.
Ah, to hell with the body. If we die dancing. Come on.
you. How was the hunting trip?
Oh, successful. Very successful.
Perhaps you can tell me why you didn't get back from Miguel's last night. We waited for you.
Yes. Well, I tell you, I just couldn't take the responsibility, Father. You know, never have I seen such weather. Yes, of course, for myself, I would have been perfectly willing to take the risk, but, well, then there was the old one, you know.
I have an emotional nature. I am touched.
Well, thank you for being so understanding, Father.
However, your Uncle Carl has a nature more systematic. He checked on the flying weather, and he found it was perfect.
He didn't.
He did.
Julio? Julio, did you get it?
What? Get what?
You didn't get it. Let me see.
Wait a minute here. Wait a minute.
There you go. You know, I pulled that out myself.
Oh, you don't. You need a bath.
Yeah.
Papa, look.
What is it?
It's a boar's tooth. It's supposed to have marvelous magic powers.
It will take more than a boar's tooth, I'm afraid, to keep peace at dinner tonight. The formal dinner for Heinrich we should have had last night.
What's all the fuss about? Let Heinrich be pompous if he wants to. Let him go on about the glories of Deutschland. I shall simply rise majestically from my seat and sing the Marseillaise.
Chi-Chi, that is precisely what you will not do. Hello, darling.
Oh, Mother.
You don't know what it was like in this house during the First War, but your father and I do. Nothing must happen to divide the family, for your grandfather's sake, if nothing else.
Does that mean we
It
have to...
means that we shall not provoke or be provoked. If necessary, we shall hold our tongues and sit quietly as members of the inferior French race.
You may be French, Father, but I was born 2 doors down the hall. I am an Argentine who, as my sister says, now needs a bath.
An Argentine, yes? Remember that tonight. Restrain your grandfather. There is no one here who has influence on him but you. You will try to restrain him, won't you? It's important.
Yes, Father.
Now then, I will caution each of you to remain silent unless spoken to. There will be no argument at the dinner table. Absolutely no argument. Is that understood? Gustav.
Yes, Father.
Franz.
Yes, Father.
What can be keeping them, Carl? Isn't it enough that they humiliated Heinrich yesterday?
Please, my dear, now.
I thought we agreed to forget about last night, Mother. I certainly have.
You have a kind and generous heart, Heinrich, and that is to be commended. But the facts still remain.
Where is he then? Huh? Where is my grandson? Heinrich? Heinrich! Oh, my boy. Yes, you've come back to us.
Yes, sir.
Back to the Pampas, to the rich, dark soil of Argentina. Hmm? You can take all that Europe and put it in the past. I don't say it wasn't good for you to study in Germany, but that's all over now. It's cold in here. Now then, Heinrich, where's the minerals? Where are they?
Well, I was afraid they might get spotted during the soup course.
Good. Good. They haven't changed you. No, not even those maniacs in Germany. No. There it's always war. Always war. Hey, Marcelo. War. Yep. It hasn't changed over there since it was written for us by St. John in the Testament. Look at them, how they dance tonight. Just as in the apocalypse. Conquest, war, pestilence, death. And the power was given unto them to kill with a sword, and with hunger, and with the beasts of the earth. mother of cows, is there no wine in this house? Huh? Angel! Cannot this family have a toast on such an occasion? To Heinrich, who has come back to us. To my Julio, never to leave. To Chi-Chi, who gets bigger every day where she should. To Gustav and Franz. To my beloved daughters, Louisa and Elena. And to their faithful, I am certain, husbands, Carl and Marcelo. To the family. Serve the guest of honor. Heinrich, help you. Now then, where does Heinrich start his practice? Buenos Aires?
Oh, we haven't discussed that yet.
What do you mean you haven't discussed it?
Well,
Let Heinrich speak for himself.
I may not practice anywhere for a while.
You found something more important?
Mother of cow's grandfather, does he have to answer you? A man studies hard for 6 long years. He just doesn't leap right into work, huh? Does he? Huh?
What is more important, Heinrich?
Well, he's only human, grandfather. He hasn't eaten now for things like dancing and music and, well, you know, other things.
Strange, everyone wishes to speak for Heinrich, but Heinrich himself.
Well, it's only that Julio can put it so much better than my humble efforts.
Well, thanks.
Very well. I am pleased. For some foolish notion, I thought you might have sworn allegiance to that jackass in Europe, that house painter with the mustache.
There are many house painters in Europe, grandfather. And I dare say thousands of jackasses.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But what a relief to know that you're not one of them.
Well, that's a lot more than you ever say about me, Heinrich.
What is it now? What is that lunatic's name? Hitler. Adolf Hitler. Heil Hitler!
Nobody says anything like that to a good German.
Father, please.
A German? A good German, you say? Well, I see no Germans at this table. My daughters are Argentine. My daughters' husbands, one from France, one from Germany, came here when they were very young. They are now Argentine. What? My grandchildren? Everyone at this table is Argentine. So tell me, who at this table is a good German? Tell me.
I am good German. And because I am a good German, I gave up the study of medicine a long time ago to work for the Nazi Party. I'm proud to say I have a position that is considered quite important.
Say Heil Hitler in this house. Say Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler. To be a good German grandfather is not to be born in some special place or to speak some special language. It is to have in one's veins the blood of a people of a very special destiny. Adolf Hitler is a man more aware than anyone of that very special destiny.
Heinrich. Holy saints, peaceful Jesus. First it was the Kaiser, now. Do we start all that all over again? Huh? Conquest, war, pestilence, death. Seed of my seed. I have beget assassins!
Grandfather, please.
Ah, yes, from me.
I will not be called an assassin.
Heinrich, stop it.
Let me die. I lived too long. I live, I work. Here in Argentina, I built a place of peace. Peace and joy. And love. These I leave to the children of my children. In Argentina, I built a garden. Where is the garden? Where the snake does not come, where the beast does not enter. Old, stupid, old man. Did you think never to see the beast again? A curse on my seed. The beast is in myself, in my belly, in my loin. Curse! Viva Viaga! Do I live to see the beast once more? The beast of the apocalypse. The fire and the horsemen.
Riding in flames in his hand! A sword!
be back in an hour. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Where have you been? Papa's in a stitch. We'd almost given you up.
Where am I? No, wait, don't tell me. Hosted a friend of Father's, and he writes.
Yes, Etienne Laurier. He just happens to publish La Justice.
La Justice, right.
In fact, there's some of the most brilliant political minds in all of Europe.
How jolly. Oh, goodness, sounds like a million laughs. Where do I get fortified?
The drinks are in here. All the women are married except me, so please behave.
If Chamberlain had stood up to Hitler, then we wouldn't be in this position now.
Don't forget, Chamberlain carried a heavy responsibility, as well as an umbrella. He worked desperately for peace.
Peace in our time, yes. And where's this quest led us? Further from peace than we've ever been since the Great War.
Can we blame it all on Munich, on Chamberlain? Isn't it possible that no power on earth can stop this Hitler?
Not at all. That possibility does not negate an attempt. Surely appeasement is hardly the way to go about it.
Reason, a willingness to compromise. This can be appeasement.
War has never had reason. Economic or political necessity, perhaps, but never reason.
You are saying, in fact, that war is inevitable.
Not at all. One must simply deal from a position of strength. One must manipulate, not reason. That's the real key to peace in our time.
I trust that Czechoslovakia was able to offer any resistance.
I can only speak for myself. Would it be my country, I would stand up in shame.
The Treaty of Versailles was made with the best of intentions, but that didn't make it historically fair. Logic.
Soit honneur for the world. Oh yes, honor is dear when you can afford.
The big question now is what...
If they should live even for 10 years, there won't be a true Frenchman left to witness.
And what of the Maginot Line, huh? What of the forces of the Soviet Union? You don't think that these would give pause even to Hitler? Let us at least be reasonable, Etienne. The man is not insane. We may not for hundreds of years.
If they should live even for 10 years, there won't be a true Frenchman left to witness them.
You see, it is impossible for you to talk of this man rationally. And we must. Nobody wants war. And yet this kind of irrational remarks, these inflammatory statements you put into your paper, in all fairness, what else can they do but arouse the people to war? Hitler doesn't.
Hitler is a bloodthirsty pig. He would spit into the very eye of God and not look back.
But don't you see, he's
Excuse me,
absolutely
Armand.
crazy with
Excuse me,
emotionalism?
Armand. I do hate to interrupt, but the most extraordinary thing has happened. It's a Peter Troop here. Well, he just lost his hairpiece. It's rather blonde, you know. Wavy on the side with a slight widow's peak in front. If any one of you should happen to see it or sit in it or something, would you please tell Peter he's in the cloakroom sulking?
Monsieur Laurier, it's wonderful to see you.
Thank
Madame
you.
Laurier, it was charming. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Who in the world is Peter Troop?
A man of peace. Peace at any price.
You made him up?
Etienne, I want you to meet my son. Julio.
Father?
I knew you would come. Here, please. I want you to meet a very real friend, Monsieur Etienne Laurier, my son Julio.
How do you do?
Etienne and I met on a ship one time.
Oh?
We spent 2 weeks in deck chairs. And when they finally lifted me out of mine, I understood modern painting.
No, your father is being modest.
Matisse, Renoir, Modigliani. Rarely such insight.
Do I understand you paint?
Well, at the risk of assuming some of my father's modesty, no, not very well. And I'm afraid, among other things.
Etienne? Etienne, you must hear this. This delightful young lady threw a tomato at the German foreign minister today.
Extraordinary.
You must excuse her. She's still very young.
On the contrary, I hope you hit him.
As a matter of fact, I missed him. Even my boar's tooth failed me.
Madame Laurier, may I present my son, Julio?
Welcome to Paris, monsieur. Oh, will you excuse me?
Oh, no. Poland isn't Austria, nor even Czechoslovakia. There's no escaping a conflict there.
You know, I can't get over it.
Monsieur?
Yes, I was a witness to that dazzling display of diplomacy over there. I am lost in admiration. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen a situation handled with such finesse since the cocktail party was invented.
Oh, you were much too kind.
No, I said to myself, now, here's someone who's worthy of something better than all this.
All this?
Yes, all this political double talk. The do-goods, the do-bads, the amateur strategists and their endless theories and their...
I take it you don't approve, then?
Well, it's not a question of whether I approve or disapprove. It's just that, who cares?
I see. Perhaps, you might tell me, then, what you consider worthy of importance.
Oh, now, I'm sure I could go through a pretty long list and not once mention the ills of the world.
Let's see now. There'd be polo on that list, of course. And the races, and the racing cars. And I'm sure it must include women.
Is that a guess or a rumor?
Paris can be quite provincial, monsieur, within a certain circle.
Well, I'm surprised to see that a reputation can spread so rapidly.
Why? You can well afford it, I think, as a neutral. But not many of us can share that luxury.
I seem to detect a trace of resentment there.
Good heavens, I wouldn't presume to resent someone I've just met, and certainly not a guest, if you'll excuse me.
Tragen den Deutschen da das Deutsche Reich. Und zum ersten Mal Deutschland. Und ich weiß, so wie ihr in stolzer Ergebenheit diesem Deutschland Dienst tut, wird heute Deutschland in stolzer Freude seine Söhne in euch marschieren sehen.
And try to reach Gordicia at the Russian embassy. If you can't reach him, go over and wait. We need every detail before... Marguerite. Before we can print the next edition.
Right.
Marguerite.
You did say 12:30.
Of course I did. I like the dress.
Thank you.
Again, Moscow.
I brought a catalogue. If we get through the auction in time, I thought we might have lunch, perhaps. Hmm?
Yes?
Renoir is item 54. They say there is a chance it might be quite low because...
Yes? No, the situation is changed. Hold on to it for now, right? Marguerite,
I know. I knew it the minute I walked in. You can't bear to tell me, but the auction is out of the question.
Now, believe me, I had every intention of going until word came through just now. Germany is signing a treaty with Russia, a mutual pact as allies. It seems all the Armand Dibiers are wrong once again.
And for me, it'll be the old 24-hour watch.
With one innovation, there'll be a blackout tonight. Poor Paris in darkness. Yes? 1 minute.
No one can possibly imagine that I love you. But I love you.
Don't skip your dinner again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bid is 70,000 francs for Renoir's pastel, study for the bathers. Do we have anyone for 90,000 francs? Thank you, 90,000. Do we have anyone for 110,000 francs? Thank you, 110,000 francs. Do we have anyone for 130,000 francs? 130,000? Thank you. Do we have anyone for 150,000? Thank you, sir. 170,000? The painting is sold for 150,000 francs. Ladies and gentlemen, the next is item number 26 in the catalogue. Vase with flowers, pastel, by Odeon Redon.
Madame Laurier?
Monsieur?
Look, I'm sorry about that, but I just couldn't let you spoil my apology.
You know, you have a habit of speaking in riddles.
Oh, my apology for the way I behaved the other night. As my father told me how you both admired Renoir, so... Well?
Yes.
Yes. So I thought you might like to have this one. I'd also hope that you might forgive me.
Monsieur Desnoyers.
Julio.
I'm sorry, but I can't possibly accept.
I tell you what. Suppose we let my father decide at lunch, eh? Unless, of course, you have another engagement.
No. It's just that a Renoir is...
Good. Good. He'll be delighted to see you. Please. Oh, I agree with you, but it goes far beyond that. Yes. Now, you take the Renoir nude, for example. The pure sensuousness of that figure, the unbelievable shadings that make up the texture and the softness of the flesh. It's sheer magic, you know.
Oh. You seem to take your painting much more seriously than I was led to believe.
Well, my big difficulty is I don't take things seriously enough, I'm afraid. That's a sore point with my father.
And is your father always this late for luncheon engagements?
Oh, yes, always. As a matter of fact, sometimes he doesn't show up at all.
I have a strong feeling this is one of those days.
Yes, I'm afraid you're right. Thank you. You angry?
I'm trying to be.
In that case, I'll confess to you that I knew you were going to that auction today. My father told me.
Your father?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he also mentioned that Etienne was going to be tied up at the office all evening.
I'm beginning to think that your father must be of enormous assistance to you.
Well, unwittingly, I assure you.
Thank you for a very nice lunch.
Well, under the circumstances, I'd much rather you thank me for dinner tonight.
I'm sorry, but please express my regrets to your father.
All right.
Wasn't it a car like this that won at Montlhéry in 36?
Well, yes, it was a modified version of this.
Beck and Dobbs, I believe.
What?
The names of the drivers. They won again in 38.
Oh, I believe they did.
I wonder how fast this one will go.
Well, there's a road just north of here. Suppose we try it out. Hmm?
All right.
That's good.
Yes. I think we spent the whole summer at Deauville that year.
I was with your uncle.
He was actually my guardian. Oh, when I think now of all the money he wasted on me.
Well, apparently he had it to spend, so why not? Huh?
As it turned out, it wasn't his. He was an embezzler.
What?
Enormous sums. A gifted and genuine fraud. I adored him.
Thank you.
At that time, Etienne was a reporter for Figaro. That's when I met him. He was such a crusader.
You know, doesn't it get awfully tiresome this constantly trying to right the wrongs of the world and... No.
We can't escape them by turning our backs.
Unless, of course, one happens to be neutral.
Well, after all, I'm Argentine. I'm neutral whether I like it or not.
But you do like it.
You know,
Yes?
Well, I had a grandfather. He died a few months ago. He was pure Argentine. And he had this primitive obsession that life was meant just for the joy of living. And he carried this feeling to everything he was around. And I think some of it rubbed off on me. And anything else that wasn't that just automatically became evil. Like the biblical 4 horsemen. And it got too much for him finally. And when part of the family turned Nazi, he became one of the early victims. He was a primitive man. He was a neutral. But I have a feeling that you would have liked him. Yes, you would have liked him very much. Well, shall we go? That is, if you have to get back. You know something? I just thought of a place that's not very far from here with the, oh, it has the deepest cushions and the softest music, huh? What do you say? Well, not even as a fitting ending to a perfect day?
One moment, monsieur. Blackout.
Well, not as a nightcap for a charming evening? Huh?
Sabes bien que es pecado estar y en mis brazos estás. Olvida el mañana, eres libre hoy. Eres solo mío y yo tuya soy. Olvida el mañana, te pido
When can I see you again?
Please. I can't.
When?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, monsieur.
My father. Well, hi, what are you doing here?
Oh, forgive me. Should I go back and knock or just leave quietly?
It's just I hadn't expected a visit so soon. I'll get a chair for you.
No, no, it's all right. I won't be staying long. You know, if you hadn't left the forwarding address, I would not have found you at all.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I was going to call you tonight. You know, will you sit down here?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to have arrived at such an inopportune moment.
Oh, as a matter of fact, you're welcome anytime.
No, thank you. No, I meant to say inopportune by the nature of my visit.
Oh?
You're moving into a new place, and I'm here to see you about moving out. About leaving Paris, will you?
You want to leave?
Your mother and I, yes. We came to the conclusion that it was a mistake to come here in times like these. Times that are getting worse every day.
See? Well, I don't think there's any real threat to Paris now.
Not as we stand here. Not right this minute, but anyway, that's why we wish to leave.
I see. Well, if you're set on leaving... Well,
all of us, will you? The family.
Well, I can't just pack up, you know. I can't just pack up and go like that.
Why not?
Why not? Because my work...
Oh, your work. Oh, yes. Oh, well, I would not presume to evaluate, of course, but I don't see anything here that could not be transferred to another climate.
I'm sorry, I can't leave now.
Right from the south. How strange for a studio. This view seems familiar. What's your number here?
9.
And the Lauriers?
Lauriers? I'm not sure. I don't.
13, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Perhaps we are at the heart of the matter. You must know, of course, that Etienne is one of my oldest and dearest friends.
Yes, I know that, but...
But what? He has an attractive wife. Paris abounds in attractive women. So you stay here for this, for some frivolous attachment. At least I trust it's frivolous.
But there's no point in going into this now.
Oh, you in heaven's name! Can everything be so simple? Just to close your eyes when it suits you. To take advantage of a man who is forced to leave Paris?
What?
Oh, you didn't know. Oh. Yes. He leaves on Friday. An army detachment for the Belgian front.
I regret the circumstances, Father. I regret them very deeply. But there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Very well. I'll tell your mother that you cannot leave.
Gate 7 for transport to Lyon. Train leaving for Lyon. Children's block.
Control section coming up.
Go to Notre Dame regularly?
I had meant to pray for Etienne. But I'm not certain I wasn't praying for myself.
Attention, attention. The government of France requests all of its citizens not to leave their homes. I repeat, stand fast and remain in your homes. There is no need to panic. The roads about Paris are highly congested and will become impassable. All ladies must turn in any arms they possess to the police within 24 hours.
I've arranged for you to take the train to Marseille. You stay there for 2 weeks, and then you catch the ship to South America.
What about you, Julio?
Oh, I'll join you just as soon as possible. But we must get Chichi out of Paris.
Did you know about this?
Yes, he's right, Luisa. You and Chichi must get away. It's becoming far too dangerous. You know, there are no guarantees that they will not bomb Paris.
Now, you may have to share the compartment on the train, but the hotel reservations in Marseille are all taken care of.
Chichi?
I haven't got a minute, Papa. There's a student meeting at the Sorbonne tonight.
Chichi, will you come here, please?
Papa, if it weren't important, I wouldn't rush out like this. After Dunkirk today,
Dunkirk?
Yes, I forgot. You don't read the newspapers. The British have evacuated, all of them. There's no one left now but the French. They're falling back faster than the British left. If I were a man, I would go...
You'd go on doing exactly what you're doing right now. This war was lost a long time ago.
Julio, That's all right, Mother. Oh, he could talk that way. He could talk any way he liked when there wasn't a real war. And people weren't getting killed. All they did was look at each other across the Maginot Line. He could be as neutral as he pleased, and what was the difference? But it's not the same now.
Oh, it's not the same. They've won.
Not for me, they haven't. I may be a very small voice and of very little importance, but I'll do everything and anything I can if I have to fight them myself. I'm sorry, Papa. It'll have to wait. The meeting won't.
go. Cézanne. Oh, Renoir. I'll wager you practically stole them at the prices you paid.
I can assure you, Carl, there was no attempt on my part to take advantage of the situation.
No, of course not. But here we are, supposedly the victors entering Paris. And all the while it's you neutrals who have reaped the spoils. Well, now, at least part of the family is together again. But I'm sorry Chichi couldn't be here tonight.
Oh, yes, she asked me to give you her regrets.
Nice, attractive girl must have had some dreary days these past few months. But Gustav can cure that. He has many friends.
Oh, I don't think she'll...
Oh, officers, of course. Very good families. And Julio, don't be surprised to find that you have a little influence in Paris now. Good old Uncle Carl. Yes, I can imagine that the source of gasoline supply might be good for a start. Right, Julio?
Oh, I've managed without it so far.
Managed, yes, but that's the thing of the past. Even the spoils cannot compensate for the everyday necessities. Right, Marcelo? Yes, from now on, you have friends at court, so to speak. And I expect you to take full advantage of it.
Tell me, Uncle Carl, how does the world look from up there?
Beg your pardon?
All of Paris under your command, gasoline right at your fingertips. It's a very heady atmosphere, isn't it?
The German army, Stud. Julio, you think I don't know, You will never forget that night the old one died. And perhaps you will never forgive us. But I say to you as humbly as I can that I regret that night as much as you.
Father.
Sit down. But surely you must see now, however, both of you must see now that my Heinrich was right. After all, we are here in Paris now. And the importance, the historical importance of the Third Reich is now a proven fact. For myself at the moment, it is the family I am thinking about. And soon we shall be all together again. Marcelo, think of it. The family together. Let's drink to it. The family.
Marguerite, let's get out of Paris. Let's go. Let's get out of Paris. We can go to Madrid. We can go to Rio.
With what, my darling? One Argentine passport? I think not. The Nazis would never let a French citizen out of occupied France.
Unless somebody arranged it for us. I could ask him.
Yes, you could perhaps. But you wouldn't. And I wouldn't want you to. Not from him. Not from any one of them. But even if it were possible, I could never live without seeing Etienne. We are trapped, you see. Right here in Paris. Surrounded by the German army. There is something we can do. It isn't much, I know. But I would love to go dancing again, as we did that first night. I'd like to put on something all shimmering and lovely, and feel very feminine. Would you take me dancing, darling?
Surrounded by the whole German army.
No. Surrounded by you.
General.
Yes?
The von Hartruth car just arrived.
Thank you. Tell me, that one in white, do you know her?
No, General. But I can make an inquiry.
Thank you. Colonel.
Please sit down.
Yes, sir. Serve the caviar. Start the dinner. Well, Colonel, must be a moment of great relaxation for you to be in Paris now.
I intended to be.
If I can be of any assistance, you have only to call my Paris command. Will your orders allow you to remain for a while, Colonel? Colonel?
Yes?
Will you be here long?
A few days, perhaps.
Oh, what a pity. I really... Yes.
Her name is Madame Laurier. The escort is not her husband.
Of course. That one over there, Colonel. The one in the white dress. She attracts me.
Oh, it seems she would be attracting her escort, too.
Well, that can be taken care of.
It might prove somewhat difficult, General. You see, he happens to be my cousin.
You're... Please forgive me. I had no idea. Does it carry offense? It is simply that the woman attracts me.
Oh, forgive me, General. It's simply that the very idea of any man trying to take away a woman from my cousin attracts me.
I am not, sir, any man.
I know. You are the commandant of the Paris region. But you see, my cousin is the commandant of a somewhat larger region. This is worth a trip to Paris.
I fail to see the humor.
You fail to know my cousin.
Are you implying that I lack charm? My charm resides here. That in such a romantic competition, a woman should prefer your cousin to me. No such competition exists. When I want a woman, I make no demand that she want me. Do I have your permission to meet the lady?
You have my permission to blow your brains out.
Colonel Kleinstorm, will you suggest to Madame Laurier and her escort that I will entertain them at my table?
Yes, General.
I don't understand. Funklike is a general. Why is he being so nice to the colonel?
The colonel, my lovely one, happens to be a member of the SS. In fact, he's on Reinhard Heydrich's personal staff, which is but one step removed from Himmler. And you know, of course, who Himmler is next to.
Forgive me for asking.
Heinrich, I've been expecting you.
Well, we got here as soon as we could.
Madame Laurier, my cousin, Colonel von Hartruth.
Pleasure, Madame. General von Kleik.
Monsieur.
Please sit down.
Thank you. But you must know, General von Clyde, that according to the terms of the surrender at Compiègne, I'm not required to extend my company to any German officer of whatever rank for a period exceeding 10 minutes.
Exhilarating. Do please sit down. May I add, Madame Laurier, that you dance divinely.
My escort?
Hello. Take a cigarette?
No, thank you.
Perhaps your escort would like to have one?
No, thank you. Heinrich, you look 10 years older if you look a day.
It's very kind of you, Julio.
Well, I suppose you're a little concerned about the possibilities of the Americans getting into this.
Oh, we'll be all right. Thank you.
Thank you, General. But she accepts dinner invitations from no one but me.
I beg your pardon.
Madame Laurier. She says thank you, but she's dining with me tomorrow night.
And I'll thank you to let Madame Laurier speak for herself.
She can't. She's French.
Then keep silence.
I can't. I'm neutral.
Young man, I will speak with whom I please, dine with whom I please, take what and whom I please. Do you understand me?
Oh, General. General, you've eaten up half of the world. You ate up Holland, you ate up Belgium, you ate up Norway. So you ate up France. Oh, you've eaten up countries I've never even heard of. You may even try to eat up yourself. But, General, don't try to eat up her. She's mine.
Colonel Fleinsdorf, pick up the gentleman's papers.
Of course, General. But you are not quite familiar with the club.
Pick up his papers.
Yes, sir.
Julio, please go. I will talk to the General.
You will not.
Julio, please.
I do not find this amusing, von Clyke. My cousin and Madame Laurier will go freely in Paris, where and with whom they choose. And I reprimand you, von Clyke, for abusing the dignity of our fatherland in your private interest. Go along, Julio.
How deceivingly peaceful the world seems from here. I can understand now why the French kings moved to Versailles.
It didn't help them very much, did it?
I suppose no one is ever helped by being deceived. And yet, how comforting it can be for a while. No cries of war, no call to arms. Nothing hurt, nothing dying, except the leaves. And they always come back. Imagine what a disaster it would be if they ever failed to come back. How insignificant it would make everything else.
Men might even stop fighting. Look up at the sky and wonder. Marguerite?
Yes?
Something I want to tell you. Last night, I realized that we couldn't go on living with this. I realized that I had to find some solution.
Solution? To what?
To our position if we stay here. You see, what happened last night can happen tomorrow night, can happen next week, can happen next month. I went to Uncle Carl, and he can make the arrangements. Of course, it'll take a little time for him, a little time for us. But you could leave here as the wife of an Argentine.
We can't.
But don't you see how it's impossible to go on like this? Dependent upon Uncle Carl, dependent upon Heinrich, every time we turn around.
We can't.
We must. I will not go on bowing and scraping to German generals.
Do you think it is easy for me? Because I don't scream? Do you think I don't care? The Germans are here, yes. They have taken my country and a little of my self-respect. But I will live with it somehow. I've got to.
No, that's the whole point. Don't you see? You don't have to. We'll wait for Etienne to come back. And then I'll tell him.
I'm afraid it will be a long wait. They notified me this morning. I'd hoped I wouldn't have to tell you. With everything else, I would have liked to be able to spare you this much. Etienne is a prisoner of war.
1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Carl, please.
Now then, what is it? What can I do for you?
Well, I don't know how to... I'm afraid it's about Chichi.
Huh?
Well, it seems there was a riot over at the university.
Yes, we understand that she just happened to be in the neighborhood.
The fact is, your police have her, Carl.
Chichi?
Yes.
Well, I'm sure it's all very trivial, nothing to be concerned about.
Oh, of course not. Naturally, I'm anxious to get her out as soon as possible.
Of course. And you, Julio, since I haven't seen you for months, I take that you are here for the same request.
Well, yes.
Yes. Well, then. These unpleasant, important relatives of yours, Julio, they do come in handy at times. Don't they? Don't they, Julio?
Yes, well, I'm very grateful, Uncle Carl.
Yes, they do come in handy sometimes.
Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler!
Well, now. I hardly expected to see a family gathering here. Uncle Marcelo, Julio.
Heinrich.
How well you look, Heinrich.
Thank you.
And it's really a wonder after his tour of the Eastern Front. You know, he was commanded in action.
Well, I'm sure you're both very busy. If we could...
Not at all. Uncle Marcelo, my mother said to give you her love.
Well, if you'll forgive us, well, thank you, Uncle Carl.
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
What's this, Julio?
Well, this is nothing.
Nothing?
Some small difficulties with Chichi. There was a demonstration at the university and the police. You know, well, naturally, I'm arranging her release.
Without an investigation?
Well, it is a family matter.
May I see it, please?
Well, perhaps I should have asked for an investigation.
You know, of course, that members of the resistance were involved in these riots.
No, I don't.
The French resistance is no longer a handful of harmless amateurs. Not that either one of you would ever get mixed up with anything, but...
I assure you, Colonel, that my sister at heart is just as frivolous as I am myself.
Find out where she's being held. You better pick her up yourself. We'll furnish you with a car.
Thank you.
You may thank the kind officers of the German army. Tell me, Julio, are you still keeping company with Madame Laurier?
Why?
Von Kleik was inquiring about her only yesterday. You remember General von Kleik, don't you? At least he certainly remembers you.
You must be very busy, yes. Heinrich. We'll wait for the car downstairs.
Thank you, Carl.
Uncle Marcelo. We have accepted the explanation. A harmless escapade. But you had better make certain it's the last.
Yes, of course. Julio, you go on alone. Talk to her. Try to make her understand. She won't listen to me anymore.
What makes you think that I
Well,
can...
try. Please, try.
Now, if this should ever happen again...
If this ever happens again, I won't trouble you to get me released.
I won't be able to. Look, whether you know it or not, the resistance is behind all this.
Of course it is.
But you're not involved with them.
What if I were? Oh, I'm not. But what if I were? What would you say?
Look, these people, they're not playing games, Chi-Chi. Now, you gotta stop acting like you're still throwing tomatoes at foreign ministers.
Why should I stop when you sit there talking to me as though you're still talking to your baby sister? You haven't got the faintest idea she no longer exists, and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't expect you to understand, of course.
You know, perhaps I know a lot more than you give me credit for, and that doesn't stop me from worrying about you.
What happens to me isn't important. It's just...
Not to you, but to others it is important, Chi-Chi.
I'm sorry. It can't be helped.
That's all. That's all. Is that all you can say? There's nothing we can do about it when your father and I have been... We've been practically crawling all around German headquarters, begging for your release?
That couldn't be much worse than crawling all over some nightclub with Madame Laurier. A nightclub filled with Nazis. Did you and Heinrich compare notes about her today? Or is she available to the whole German school?
Oh, don't you say that. Stop it. Stop it, Chi-Chi.
Papers, monsieur.
Thank you, monsieur.
Papers, please.
I used to think you were the most wonderful person in the whole world.
She wouldn't listen. What is it, Julio? Why won't people listen to us? Would it surprise you very much if I told you that I'm proud she wouldn't listen? Oh, frightened too, God knows. But proud. I think it's because it's the only pride I have left. You see, the real reason I left France when I was 19, the reason I came to Argentina, was to escape military service to my country. Yes, Julio, I ran away. And even many years later, in 1914, when Karl went back to fight for Germany, I stayed in Argentina. The mind never lets go such things, you know? In fact, they grow larger through the years.
Why are you telling me all this?
Because it's all I have to give you, to see me as I am, and to ask you not to make the same mistake.
Is Chi-Chi the reason for this?
No. I've just seen Etienne Laurier. He was released this afternoon.
He came to you?
Yes. I suppose because I am one of his oldest friends. And because my son stole his wife.
Did he... Was anything said about a divorce?
The man has lost everything, Julio. They gave him such a bad time, I doubt you would know him. His newspaper's been confiscated. What he does next, I have small idea. I don't think, however, that losing his wife enters into his plans.
look the same. It's remarkable how women can look the same.
How long have you been? When did they release you?
This afternoon at Saint Denis.
Etienne, I...
Yes.
Please, you have got to let me tell you how.
Yes.
Etienne, I love him. I want to marry him. Etienne.
The lies. The betrayals. How many must a man make his peace with? No more. For me, no more.
It wasn't betrayal. I loved him.
France. France. What fine distinction you draw around this honor.
No divorce. Ever. How much? I must love you.
Shall we lose him?
No, let him follow us.
All right, that's all. Tell me, why would a man like you want to be in the resistance?
I don't know.
It's an answer, I suppose. As good as any. I don't pretend, of course, to underestimate your potential value. A man of your connections, your reputation as a, shall I say, a man of superficial character. Yes. You could be of enormous help.
All right, but I...
If you are sincere. But we shall have to find out.
Yes, but how? Will you tell me how?
You will be contacted in 2 days by a man we shall call LeBeau. The rest is up to you.
I see.
You were quite correct. Himmler's first deputy was in the car. He's now dead. We can trust this man now, I'm sure you will agree. Should he prove unreliable, we have only to turn him over to the Gestapo as the author of the incident. One word. Anonymity. Your true identity will not be known within the resistance except by myself and very few others. Thank you. If you tell anyone what you're doing, then you must assume that he or she will talk. I refer specifically to your father and Madame Laurier. I must warn you that on occasion we have found it necessary to kill some innocent who has come to know too much. Then good luck to you, Monsieur. Shall we say Manuel? Yes? You are in, and you cannot get out. Guard above all your role as a man of no character. Should anyone become proud of you, you're lost.
No. Of course she does. Just say. See you later.
this man, Desnoyers, he seems to have developed a sudden friendly interest in us. Curious, isn't it?
You had a call this afternoon. Your Uncle Carl.
He said the reception for Strasse was changed to Friday.
Oh, that's a reception for Carl that Father asked me to attend. It was, I couldn't very well refuse.
Julio,
Yes?
if I've thought, if what we've had should ever be destroyed, I'm not quite sure that I wouldn't kill myself.
Marguerite, whatever you might believe, or be led to believe, I could never do that to either of us. Never.
Be careful, Manuel. They're having an attack of nerves or something's going on.
Monsieur Desnoyers, is Manuel your resistance name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not such a fool as to expose myself to the fate of a Van Cleek until my case is complete. I have a car waiting.
You are a lunatic, sir, and you are going to end up on the Russian front. I have a date, and I'm going to catch my train.
I'm afraid you are the lunatic, sir. Your date can wait.
I was writing you a note. I have to leave at once.
It's Etienne.
An old friend of his just called. Armand Dibier. He said that he is here in the Gestapo prison. He was accused of being in the resistance, and apparently the Gestapo gave him a very bad time. Fortunately, Armand is a collaborationist and was able to get him released.
You're going there now?
Armand said he's got to have somebody to get him a nurse, get him settled.
Well, I'll go with you.
No, there's a car waiting. Armand sent it for me.
How long will you be gone?
I don't know. I've got to see him.
I know.
Sie können hier nicht warten.
Where do I go?
Gehen Sie woanders hin, aber hier nicht warten Sie hier nicht. Schieben Sie die Gefangenen zurück, wir brauchen diesen Raum. Hinein lassen, alles zurück.
Well, we have no room.
Excuse me, if you would, please look at the list.
986.
Please, where?
Over there.
Where?
Over there.
Give you order.
13564. 43034.
You kept the car waiting.
Yes.
Then you're not coming back.
He needs someone, Julio. He must have somebody to look after him now. He fought them, Julio. And he will go on fighting them. If there is someone to make him care. Someone to say yes to him. I can't turn my back on him any longer. I knew that when I met him at the prison. Please. Understand me. It was never your war, Julio. Nobody expected you to do anything about it. But the time has come when I must.
Will I see you again?
I don't think we should. I've got to pack.
it's important I speak to Emil as soon as possible.
I don't think...
You must wait for us to contact you.
There must be somebody important I can speak to.
I've told you I'll try, Manuel, but it will take a while. You will have to be patient.
Don't you understand? I must speak to someone who counts.
Come in.
Won't you sit down, please? I'm sorry to have kept you waiting for so long, but we had to do some reorganizing. You're surprised, of course, but no more than I when Emile identified you.
If I'd known, I would have asked to see somebody else.
I'm afraid this would not have been possible. I'm your channel in Paris, you see. I will do anything I can for you.
How can I ask a favor of a man who...
Please. I don't think Marguerite should enter into this.
I was going to say a man who has withstood the Gestapo.
Yes, I survived it this time. I don't think I could again. But that's not your problem. What is it you want?
I want to leave Paris just as quickly as possible. I'll go wherever you want to send me, anywhere that I can be of help.
It would seem perhaps that we are both unable to keep Marguerite out of this. I'm sorry. You asked the one thing I cannot grant. We have men in the provinces, men by the thousands who fight them well. But only one who can walk into La Martinique. We cannot lose you here, and we won't. I know what you feel. Believe me, I know all about it.
We hadn't seen her for weeks, and then the call came from some office here. I don't know what office. Louisa took the call, and she went to pieces, and she can't remember anything. Anyway, the call came from some office that she'd be taken by the Gestapo, and I've got her at Compiègne. The call came from this office. You know about it? Compiègne. That's why they send them on to labor camps. Compiègne. In winter. And she didn't do anything. She's a child. She's innocent. She confessed. She confessed to what? To being in the resistance for over 2 years. They tortured her. You tortured my Chichi. I didn't. You make war on children. Children make war on us. Come. Get her out of Compiègne. Get her out of it. I got her out of something last summer. Then she's been in the resistance for over a year. I got her out over my initials from the Gestapo. They remind me. Carl. Call Heinrich. Call Heinrich in Berlin. Heinrich. That's a good one. Carl, she'll die. She'll die in a labor camp. Gustav is dead. Yes, I know, but she's a child. She's my little girl. Franz is dead. My little boy. Did you know that? Oh, I didn't. My Franz, my little Franz, is burned up in the skies. I didn't know. They kill my children. I lose 2 children. You lose one and you come crying? Carl, I've lost no one. She's dead. We have 2 children left. Heinrich, Julio.
Father. What is it?
Chichi. She was in the resistance. She's dead. She died at Compiègne.
How do you know this?
Carl.
Come on, I'll take you home.
No, I can't go anywhere just now. Not for a while. I'll just stand here.
How long did they have her?
Long enough to make her confess.
I made a request. I asked you to do something for me and for yourself. Oh, I knew it wouldn't be easy. You've had your own kind of love for life. Your grandfather's love, I suppose. For myself, I've loved life differently. With less passion, perhaps. If I've yearned for a painting, the touch of an ancient thing, well, it was my way, but can't you see, Julio? No man really loves life who is unwilling to die for it. I am a man who ran away. Yes, and now when I don't want to run away, it's too late. I once asked you to act, and now I beg you. Go to England, go anywhere you can to fight them. Only act, please. I've never interfered with your life, but now I must. I beg you, Julio, in the name of God, please, do what I never did.
You know too well, Father, how I am. If you please. Please don't be intimidated by our number. We are not an execution squad. At least I hope not. Please sit down. You told me a while back that you wish to get out of Paris. I think we can give you that opportunity now for a day or two at any rate. Longer than that would mean an inability to return at all. I've had to give these people your real name and position. You will know why in a moment. Now, tell us first, please, how intimate is your relationship with your cousin, Colonel Heinrich von Hartwig?
Heinrich? I'm afraid it's deteriorated since Argentina.
Do you think that he might allow you to visit him? Even for a few hours?
No, he's in Berlin now. I don't think so.
He'll be in Normandy when you ask to see him.
Tell him. He has to know.
It seems that London has lost contact with the German Panzer Division that was moved into Normandy some 2 or 3 weeks ago. Our intelligence have not been able to locate its headquarters. We do know, however, that your cousin is leaving Berlin right now to join that division. If you could visit him, Monsieur de Noyer.
And find the headquarters.
Precisely. We have every reason to believe there'll be Allied landings this spring.
Oh, I see. And if I find him, what then?
You will contact us by wireless. There will be an immediate low-level bombing of the headquarters aimed at its total destruction.
How immediate?
It will be up to you, monsieur, to leave the area as quickly as possible. Needless to say, we can only hope that you'll be at liberty to do so. Well, monsieur?
You know something? I always did think that Heinrich would get me into trouble one day.
You will make your inquiry as soon as possible, and we will make the arrangements. Francois here will be your contact. He will steal your car immediately to install the wireless. And you must be ready to leave at a moment's notice. That's all for now, monsieur.
Etienne.
We spent the last month in Lille. It was bad. It was always bad. And the Gestapo was everywhere. They found him. And they killed him, yes. He's gone. But I cared for him. I even loved him. Do you want me to stay? I don't mean to beg you. Things happen. The world and the war move on. Passions are sometimes spent. And we are never quite the same people again. Are we, Julio?
Oh, I suppose not. Look, something's come up. Could we leave just a little later?
It's arranged, monsieur. There can be no change of plan.
A matter of a few minutes can't make any difference.
How long have you been with them? That man down in the street, he came to see Etienne once. He said he was an old friend, but I knew, of course. He is a member of the Resistance. Were you working for them before I left?
Yes. Now, they're sending me somewhere, Marguerite. I have to leave at once.
Where?
I...
Tell me.
No.
You must tell me!
I'm to find the headquarters of a German division somewhere in Normandy.
No.
No, I should be back sometime tomorrow afternoon, my darling. It'll be very simple. Heinrich is in command, and there's no possible way of them knowing that I'm in the resistance. Now, I just have to see them for a few minutes, my darling. Just a few minutes. That's all they want me to do, and then I'll leave. Just a few... Oh, please don't. Please, Marguerite. Oh, please. I will come back, Marguerite. You see, I'll come back. I will come back. to stop at 16 Rue Cassel.
We are late already.
16 Rue Cassel.
Oui, monsieur.
Your mother is still asleep. But I can wake her.
No, it's better if you don't.
When will you come back? Where can I reach you?
Well, you can't.
I don't understand.
Well, Marguerite will explain everything. Oh, you will go to see her. You'll do that for me, won't you, Father?
Oh, yes, of course I will, but is there nothing you can tell me?
No, there's nothing. But I'm not running away. Do you understand that?
Julio. Let me explain the wireless quickly. Under the car, there is a little transmitter perfectly hidden. It broadcasts a beep signal on a very special wavelength. Constantly, even when the engine's off.
Right now?
Now. The country ahead, as far as the channel, is thick with hidden wireless. Our people are following this signal with directional receivers.
They know where we are right now.
But of course, and so does London. Ingenious, huh?
How do they know when we get where we're going?
The cigarette lighter. You press it, you or I, and the signal changes. It is steady. There are no more beeps. They know where we are to 100 meters. We, of course, must be sure that we know where we are. Perfection, eh?
Francois, what do you suppose would happen if I were to press this right now?
Then somebody, monsieur, would waste a great many bombs, and I a night's work.
My reading is 284 degrees.
Paris, 284. London, 173.
Monsieur Desnoyers, I'm sorry, but I'll have to contact Colonel von Hartrott to get permission for you to proceed. If you'll come inside, please.
I had an informative conversation with Etienne Lourier before he died, and it led to a new development. And the development leads me to a new question. Perhaps since your nephew received so much information in your own home, you have the answer. Have you any specific record when he joined the resistance? Or why he should be crossing northern France at this very moment with a man carrying forged papers who is also a member of the resistance?
He wanted to see Heinrich.
Should make it a very entertaining rendezvous. I remember them both as such a clever pair.
Sir, the word rendezvous.
I withdraw it. Good day, General.
Your patrol has come from Colonel von Hartrott's headquarters. They'll escort you in and escort you out. I apologize, monsieur, for the delay.
Use matches, monsieur.
London, bearing 173.
This is General von Hartrott speaking. I'm still waiting for my call to Colonel Heinrich von Hartrott. It's urgent.
Couldn't you have called from your office, Carl?
Neither from my office nor my home.
Why not?
Because I'm in trouble. Because my Heinrich is in trouble. Because your Julio is in trouble. Only 2 children left. And they are both in trouble.
Now the light up, monsieur.
You know, it's a strange thing, Heinrich.
I never before associated you personally with murder.
We do not murder members of the French resistance. We execute them. At least, those we don't intend to question. Show him upstairs. I want to see the interrogation officer. I'll be in the lounge.
Operations here. We have your target pinpointed.
Let's sit over here and not waste time. You may sit down if you wish. I would hope that a formal interrogation is not necessary. But that's up to you. We shall find out why you're here in any case. Etienne Laurier died under interrogation at Lille. The day before yesterday, did you know? He gave several names, including yours. It is an ugly revenge.
He'd been through it once. He knew he couldn't go through it again.
If you believe that, and bear in mind how much simpler it will be if you cooperate.
Look, do what you have to, Heinrich, but for God's sakes, will you do it without threats?
You think they're idle threats?
Forget the uniform. Don't play the soldier with me, Heinrich.
I'm waiting for the interrogation officer. You know, I'd given you a good deal more credit than you deserved. I even envied you once. Your way of life, your independence. And then I discovered that you were childish enough to join the resistance. You of all people. Why, Julio? Was it for the woman?
She never knew.
Then why?
Why? I don't suppose there's any simple answer to that. You know, you say you envy my independence. Well, no one can be independent. Not in your world, Heinrich. Finally, a man has to take sides, no matter what the reason.
What shall I say, then? To my enemy? Or to an impossible fool?
In a few minutes, it won't make any difference what you say. So why not a toast to us, Heinrich? The toast the old one gave the night he died, remember? To the family. Can you still drink to that?
Hello? Von Hartwell. Not now. Who? Who? My father. I'll take it. Hello? Hello? Oh, no, it's just planes going over. They get past all the time. What is it? I am with Julio. I am with Julio now. What is it you want to warn me about? Van Clyke. Oh, there'll always be trouble with Van Clyke. I know. I understand you, Father, but My God, Julio. Have you done this?